my name is Katie and welcome back to my channel. I'm the driver for the session and I'm here with Pomelo, who is my navigator for the session. Okay, so let's begin. So I did a few activities that I will be displaying and explaining to you. So we've got our first question, 17.1. So basically in this chapter we were working with APIs. So I just did a few activities. So let's begin. Our first question is other languages. Modify the API call in Python repels by. So it generates a chart showing the most popular projects in other languages. Try languages such as JavaScript, Ruby, C, Java, Perl, SQL, and Go. Right. So over here we've got the Python repo and we've got our import request. So the request library is used to make the HTTP requests such as fetching data from the web API, and then we've got the make an API call, and basically that request.get function sends a get request to the GitHub API requesting the Python repositories with over 10,000 stars, and the headers it includes to it's included to specify the version of the API being used, and then we've got check response, and then the R status code checks the whether the API was successful, like for example 200 means success, and then we've got convert response to a dictionary. So the JSON response from an API is converted into a Python dictionary using the r.json method. And then we've got the extract data. So the script extracts the extracts and prints information about the repository such as name, owner, stars, and description. As we can see, the name, the owner, the stars, the repository, everything is here that we need. Moving on. We've got 17.2. Active discussion using the data from HN submission by make a bar chart showing the most active discussion currently happening on Hacker News. The height of each bar should correspond with the number of comments each submission has. The label for each bar should include the submission's title, the act, where an act is a link to the discussion page for that submission. If you get a key error when creating a chart, use the try except block to skip over the promotional post. Submissions. Okay, so here we've got the import, the necessary libraries for the import. So we've got the request to make the API calls, the operator, ITEM getter, and then the plotly.express. Hmm. And then we've got the API call that fetches the ID of the topic and news stories using the URL given to us over here. So this makes further APIs calls to get details like title, comments, and links for each of the top 20 stories. And then we've got the bulk submission dictionaries over here, and then creates a dictionary for each article containing the title, the link to the hacker's news discussion, and then the number of comments, and then it uses try except to enter the potential missing fields. Moving on, we've got the sort and the stories. Oh, yes, it I didn't see. Sorry. So over there, this sorts the articles by the number of comments from highest to lowest using the submission text sort method. And then we've got the prepare data for plotting. So this extracts, let me just take this away. So that extracts the article links, comments, counts, and hover text for the plot, and then the visualization and plotly creates a bar chart showing the most active hacker news discussion by comment count. Adds hover functionality to display the full article titles and then customizes the chart's appearance like color fonts and etc. So let me just run this for you. This is the graph. It's just taking long to load on the other page, but this is the graph. Most active discussion on Econ News, the comment count, and then the article. As you can see, everything works perfectly. Now moving on. 17.3 testing Python repos by. In Python repos by, we printed the value of status code to make sure the API call was successful. Write a program called test Python repos by that uses the PyTest to assert that the value of status code is 200. Figure out some other assert assertions you can make, for example, that the number of items returned is expected and the total number of repositories is greater than a certain amount. So over here, we've got the import decency. So the test framework is used for writing the test, the custom module functions, the get repo info, and the get response tick, and the get repo tick handles the API and then calls and data processing. And then we've got the test response status code. So this ensures that the response from the GitHub API is successful status code like 200, meaning the request was completed successfully. And then the test response dictionary verifies that the total number of repositories is greater than 240, ensures that the results are marked as complete and no partial results. And then we've got the test repository data. It ensures that exactly 30 repositories are returned. It confirms that each repository, if the result is more than 10,000 stars, and then the purpose of the assertions is used to check whether the data received from the API meets the expected criteria. If any assertions fails, the test will raise an error signaling that something is incorrect. As we can see over here, everything worked right. And that is it for chapter 17. Thank you for watching.